That said, this next gentleman is a hero of mine. Talking about walking the walk, living your life and correcting your compass as you go. As subjectively painful as it may prove to be in retrospect, or within the time of actuality, moment to moment, a moment, in the nano-continuum of what we call life. This man is a witness, and he's lit with a vision of fire that is extraordinary. And it's quite fascinating to see how inspirational he is to young people. They're just in awe of him. Gives me great pleasure, Lou O'Neill.
Thank you, Hayden, as usual. Fire waves. I almost feel fraudulent being up here. I haven't written anything in a long time. My life's been a mumble jumble. I don't think there's anybody here possibly that remembers December 7th, 1941.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I'm sure most of you all remember JFK, as Walter referred to it. And I'm sure everybody here remembers 9/11. I certainly do. And I remember the following morning, during the day I was at my daughter's school. It was the first day, it was an alternative school, even though it was Tuesday. And I did what I could there, and then I did what I could when I got home. And the next morning I walked into the kitchen and began sobbing. Based on my background, that's the way things usually unfolded. When something happened, you took care of business, and then it came with an aftershock. It wasn't too long after that, as I began to gather information as a pilot, I began to question. There was just so much incongruency, I couldn't swallow it. And then over time, and research and time and hours and hours and hours, I'm totally convinced. I can't talk to people. It's affected my family, my wife. I'm back into my obsession with it recently, and it has an impact on me. I tell some of the people here, it's interfering with what my essence, I truly believe, is love and compassion and truth. And when I get involved in this stuff, I am very confused right now. There's three issues here. I want to talk about commitment, the poem I wrote about 9/11, and I want to give you an update of optimism. There's not many people here, but are there anyone here that still is buying the government's story about it?
No.
I doubt it very much.
I hope not.
Some of you may be unsure of it, or have you done enough research that you're convinced that something is bad? I'm sure I'm talking to the choir here. But I did make a commitment that I haven't honored, that I wanted to bring this subject up every time I read poetry, but the poem is so long I have not taken the time to cut it down, so I haven't met that commitment, and I don't feel good about that. I got a t-shirt about 9/11 from the architects and engineers, and it has, the front is very subtle, but on the back it has the explosions and the demolitions, and it is very controversial. My wife is very upset when I wear it. She's going to get punched out by somebody that was, you know, I don't worry about that too much. But I was telling Ward, my son, his commitment with t-shirts is he wears Black Lives Matter. He lives in Brooklyn. He's worn one the day Trump was elected, and he is committed to wear one every day, and he has one every day, and given out hundreds of them as long as Trump is in office. Now that's a commitment. I felt so uncomfortable wearing the shirt, Mr. Marine Corps hero bullshit, I would not wear it. I'll wear the 9/11 shirt. Anyhow, I'm very confused. I'm going to read the poem and then I'm going to give you an update after that, which I think is very encouraging. This is called Stop Fooling with 9/11. It's easier to fool someone than to convince them that they've been fooled. Mark Twain, remember that. There are two ways that we are fooled. I'm not reading here. It's really simple. I must have missed it at school. One, I'm told a lie and I believe it. Shame on you. We're told the truth and don't believe it. Shame on me. That's true. I want to be calm, clear, and effective. I've done my homework, watched lots of films, read many directives. I want to come from compassion and love, not anger and hate. I'm kind of an agnostic. I don't petition from above. 18 years. It's really getting awful late. I want closure and truth to set us free. We need answers for prosecution and accountability. We've been lied to and been fooled. That's easy to see. I'd like to point out some facts, but it's not about believing me. Because if you don't believe me, and many don't, you'll be fooled again. So please stay open. Listen, get your own facts so the cover-up ends. If the truth doesn't set us free, our freedoms are doomed. Please stay open to these incomprehensible facts and some propositions I've assumed. Let's first define the word conspiracy so you don't think I'm a quack. It is when two or more parties agree to perform an unlawful and illegal act. I'm concerned about conspiracies. I want answers and facts. 9/11, 2001, 18 years later, so many lives since the attack. So please step back, loosen your patriotic garments. Move through the pain. Wedge a rod of reason into the door of open-mindedness. So much to gain. I'm part of the problem of being first to admit, as an experienced pilot, I've known all along, but haven't done shit. I joined Pilots for 9/11 Truth and learned right from the start. Hundreds of pilots who flew the same aircraft tore their stories apart. They disputed what's been told, and this is only the aviation part. I've read reports from architects and engineers for 9/11 Truth